Welcome to the Jordan Board of Education first of the year. Today is January 14th, 2025, and we welcome you to our special business meeting. In attendance at this time, we have our board attorney, Paul Van Komen. We have Lisa Dean, board member, Aaron Burrow, who will be a board member soon, Suzanne Wood. I am Nikki George, Daryl Robinson, Brian Barnett, our superintendent, Anthony Godfrey, our associate superintendent, Mike Anderson, and John Larson, our business administrator, with us today. We're happy to have you. We will go ahead and get started with our reverence and Pledge of Allegiance by John Larson.
Would the audience please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and join me in reciting it? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can be seated. So for my reverence, I thought I would share a very short thought. I like trees, and I think there are a lot of metaphors for life that we can make from trees. Without giving an interpretation, I would like to share a tree metaphor I recently came across from Warren Buffett. Quote, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago." End quote. All of us here today are sitting in the shade, so to speak, because someone planted a tree in our past. So my question is, what trees are we planting today? Thank you.
Thank you. I failed to mention that Bryce Dunford is not here yet, but will be joining us shortly. So at this point, we're going to move into the oath of office for our newly elected and appointed board members. And we'll invite Nicola Venugopal up to perform those oaths.
How about now? Oh, that's loud. Hello, everyone. My name is Nicola Venugopal. I'm the Chief Deputy Clerk for Salt Lake County. Thank you very much for having me here today to swear in our new and returning board members. It's truly an honor and a privilege, and to all of you, congratulations. And from the clerk's office, thank you for what you do to serve your community. So with that, we'll go in order of the districts, and we'll have you come up, take the oath, and then I'll have you sign 2 separate oath documents so that we can file one at the clerk's office, and you can hang on to one as well. So without further ado, we can get started. So if we would like to start with Darrell Robinson.
It's on.
Perfect. Okay, ready? If you'll please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that my full name is, state your name.
I do solemnly swear that my full name is Daryl Jack Robinson.
I swear to support, obey, and defend.
I swear to obey,
Support.
and defend
The Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of Utah.
and the Constitution of the State of Utah.
And that I will discharge the duties of my office
And I will discharge the duties of my office
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 1
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 1
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Also have, for our elected board members, I have an election certificate for you as well. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that my full name is, state your name.
I do solemnly swear that my full name is Suzanne Daines Wood.
I swear to support, obey, and defend
I swear to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 3
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 3
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Aaron Barrow, correct? Barrow. Okay, perfect. Okay, if you're ready, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that my full name is, state your name.
I do solemnly swear that my full name is Erin Kimberly Barrow.
I swear to support, obey, and defend
I swear to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 4
as Jordan School District Board Member, District 4,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Thank you. I think right on time. Okay. Bryce Dunford. Perfect. Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that my full name is.
I do solemnly swear that my full name is Bryce Lane Dunford.
I swear to support, obey, and defend
I swear to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
that I will discharge the duties of my office
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 5
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 5
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. And then one more. Perfect. And this is for you. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. Okay. Nikki, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that my full name is, state your name.
I do solemnly swear that my full name is Nicole Lou George.
I swear to support, obey, and defend
I swear to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 6
as Jordan School District Board Member for District 6
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. And thank you very much for letting me be part of this moment, and thank you all for your service. Congratulations.
Grateful to the county for coming and taking care of that for us. We appreciate your efforts tonight. All right. At this time, we will give a moment for newly elected board
Nikki?
members. Oh, sorry.
I'm not going to last long in this meeting. I'm dealing with a medical situation. Is there any way we could do the election first and then comments? I'd love to stay through the election. I don't know if I can do much more than that.
Sure. Is everyone comfortable with that? Great.
Yep.
Let's send it over to John Larson then for the executive committee elections.
Very good. The executive committee has a lot of work that they do, and I would really like to start by thanking our former executive committee, President Tracy Miller, First Vice President Nikki George, and Second Vice President Daryl Robinson. Would everybody join with me in thanking them for their work? I'm going to go over the process used to elect board members. We'll elect the board president first, then the board first vice president, then the board second vice president. Each position's election will follow the same process. That process will start by accepting nominations. Nominations do not require a second, and any board member can nominate any board member, including oneself and, well, we're all here, so no absent members. Following each nomination, I will ask the nominee if they're willing to serve. If the nominee is willing, then they'll be an official nominee. If not, then we won't include them in the nominee list. Only after it appears clear that there are no further nominations, I'll accept a motion to close the nominations. This motion does require a second, and I'll ask for any questions or comments before we close nominations. The voting on the motion to close nominations will be by raise of hand, so a little different than normal, but by policy we'll raise hands tonight. In order for those listening to the meeting audio, whether tonight or in the future, to understand the vote, I'll indicate verbally who is raising their hand. This vote to close nominations requires 2/3 majority, so 5 of you. For the voting on candidates, I'll ask for any questions on or comments before we vote. The voting will also be by raise of hand, and I'll again mention those raising their hands. Candidates will be voted on in the order in which their nominations were received, and the first candidate to receive a simple majority, 4 votes, wins the election. We won't proceed with the others at that point, and we'll cease voting for that office. I do ask that everyone remain quiet during this process until I announce a winner. At that point, it'd be very appropriate for applause and to thank them. So before we begin, any questions from board members about this process? Okay then, so let's begin with nominations for board president.
I'd like to nominate Nikki George for board president. I nominate Nikki George for board president.
Ms. George, are you willing to serve as president, be a nominee for president?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so we have our first nomination. Are there other nominations?
I move that we close the nominations.
If not, then we need a motion
I'll
to
second.
close nominations. You motion to close? Okay. Mr. Dunford has motioned to close nominations, and Ms. Dean, has seconded that. Before voting on that, any questions, comments? Okay, so all in favor of closing nominations, please raise your hand. And for those that would be listening later, all 7 board members have voted to close nominations. So I'm just going to follow through the process because that's what I do. Follow the process. Before any further questions, comments, then we'll just proceed to a vote. So all those in favor of voting for Ms. George as president, please raise your hand. And all 7 board members have raised their hand. Congratulations, Ms. George, on being elected president. Okay, we'll begin with nominations for board first vice president.
I'd like to nominate Bryce Dunford as our first vice. Our first vice is usually over finance, and I think that he has some great skills in that area.
Okay, Mr. Dunford, are you willing to serve as, or be a nominee for board first vice president?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Dunford is a nominee. Any other nominees?
I move that we close nominations.
Ms. Dean has moved to close nominations.
Second.
A second by Mr. Barnett. Any questions or comments before moving to vote on that motion? Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Dean and seconded by Mr. Barnett to close nominations. All those in favor, please raise your hand. And once again, all 7 have indicated that they're favorable for that. And so, again, any questions or comments before moving for a vote? Very well. All those in favor of Mr. Dunford being the board first vice president, please raise your hand. And all 7 board members have voted positively. Congratulations, Mr. Dunford. Okay, nominations for second vice president.
I nominate Brian Barnett for second vice president.
Okay, Ms. Dean has nominated Brian Barnett as second vice president. Mr. Barnett, would you be willing to be a nominee for this?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Barnett is our first nominee.
I nominate Mr. Darrell Robinson.
Okay, Mr. Dunford has nominated Darrell Robinson. Mr. Robinson, are you okay to be a nominee for board second
Yes.
vice president?
Yes.
Got to look at my notes here. Okay, so Mr. Robinson is the second nominee.
I move that we close nominations.
I second.
Okay, I got President George moved, who seconded. Okay, Ms. Dean has seconded to close nominations. Any questions or comments before closing nominations? Very good. Okay, so all those in favor of closing nominations, please raise your hand. All 7 board members have raised their hands, so nominations are closed. So any questions or comments before voting on board second vice president? Okay, so Mr. Barnett was nominated first, so we will vote on Mr. Barnett being the second vice president first. All those in favor of Mr. Barnett being the board second vice president, please raise your hand. So I see Ms. Dean, Ms. Barrow, Mr. Barnett, President George, Ms. Wood. Okay, so we have 5 board members raising their hands. That is a majority. So congratulations, Mr. Barnett, being board second vice president. President George, turn it back to you.
Right. Thank you for that process. It's a very good problem to have when any person up here would do an exceptional job serving as executive committee. And I'm grateful to be able to work with the gentlemen who were just elected. All right, let's move into comments by new and re-elected board members.
I'll go first, and if you don't mind, I'm going to step out. It's about all I can handle pain-wise. So I am grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for this district. This district has made a tremendous impact in my life. I started in Jordan School District as a second grader at South Jordan Elementary School. And then I went to Monte Vista, and then I went to Bingham Middle School, and then Bingham High School. My Jennifer and I have 10 children, 7 of which have all graduated from Jordan School District schools. The other 3 are on course to do that. I have a 4th grader, a 7th grader, and a 10th grader, and my heart beats for Jordan School District. So it's just an honor to serve with you, serve the patrons, serve with the teachers, the administration. I'm grateful for the time that I've spent, and I'm grateful for 4 more years. And with that, if you'll excuse me, I don't mean to leave, but I'm in a lot of pain.
And I hope the new board members know that tradition is you go stand up there. It's just, this is, you know.
Standing is not good for me.
You stand up there?
Isn't that how? Yeah. Don't people stand? I don't go.
Great. Okay, well, I'm very honored and grateful to be here today. I'd like to thank the constituents of District 4 for electing me to this position and trusting me to be their representative. I wouldn't have gotten here today without encouragement and support from my friends and family, but I would especially like to thank my husband, Brian. He has always believed in me and encouraged me to push myself and achieve my goals. When my family moved to West Jordan in 2020, I got involved with the PTA, and my passion for public schools just began to blossom. And deciding to run was honestly a no-brainer for me. I love our public schools. With my 2 sons attending JSD, I'm invested in keeping Jordan School District a safe and strong place for all of the children, teachers, and the surrounding communities. I've had the privilege of meeting the heads of departments and seeing more in depth what Jordan School District is doing, and I'm so very proud of the opportunities that we provide our students. I'm thankful for the warm reception I've received by the other board members, by my predecessor, Marilyn Richards, Dr. Godfrey, Dr. Anderson, and Mr. Larson. I am very grateful and excited to serve, and I look forward to the years ahead.
I'd like to thank my family for being here tonight and for your support of me. To my fellow and former board members, thank you for your votes of confidence, allowing me to be here tonight. I respect and embrace this opportunity wholeheartedly. And to my District 3 neighbors whom I represent, I have never had so many bosses to report to before in my whole life. But while a bit daunting, I do hope to be the beneficiary of your patience and your voices, which will enable me to learn how to best represent you and your will for the future. I hope to earn your confidence. I will do my best. Recently, I was watching my preschool-aged son from a slight distance. He was with his dad, and a neighbor was nearby. As I watched them, I saw this neighbor with a gleam in his eyes and delight on his face, reaching his arms towards my son. I had observed similar scenes with other neighbors many times before, but this time these words from my heart burst into my mind. Thank you for loving my son. To my fellow board members, to the administrators, the teachers, the aides, volunteers, bus drivers, crossing guards, mental health professionals, communications, student, cultural, and food services, custodial, finance, and facilities team, to early intervention, support staff, and the foundation, the recently retired, and so many others in the Jordan School District, I say, thank you for loving our children. I have met many of you and have even more left to meet. What you do matters. I hope the next time you feel overwhelmed, discouraged, or inclined to diminish the importance of what you do for our children, for our community, and for each other, I hope you will hesitate just long enough to feel the full meaning of these words. Thank you for loving our children. To the taxpayers, parents, step-parents, grandparents, and guardians of our students in the Jordan School District, I join you in endeavoring to do all that is good and right for our children during these formative years. Bring your ideas, your creativity, your energy, your expertise. I look forward to learning from you and working with you. To the children, you are the reason. You're the reason behind everything that goes on right here and in our schools. And to everyone, thank you for all you do to contribute and to support our schools. We are a community and we are neighbors. Who you are and what you do makes this a wonderful place to live. And I'm grateful. Thank you.
Next time, I don't want to go after Suzanne. I'm just putting it out there now. She gets you weepy. But I am truly grateful for the opportunity that I have to stand up tonight and thank the many people who have made it possible for me to be here. And since I'm already crying, I'll start with my family. Excuse me. I recognize that it is not without significant sacrifice that I'm here, that my children have missed out on mom at birthday parties and at other events at times to enable me to be here. And I'm so thankful for you. I'm thankful for the hours of posting signs and listening to board talk in the car. One of my favorite days, we were at a unified soccer tournament, and as he so often does, Dr. Godfrey noticed that my daughter was kind of sitting there glazing over because we were talking about stuff that seemed very uninteresting. So as a joke, he asked her a question about the topic that we had been talking about, and without missing a beat, she jumped right into board speak and started saying her opinion. I think he was a little surprised, and I know where she got it from because she has heard a lot of conversations from me hammering out ideas in the car to one-sided phone calls, and I'm grateful for that. I'm especially grateful for my husband, who is a pillar of support and wisdom the person that I go to when I need to hammer out my ideas and my thoughts, and I'm so grateful for his support. It is a very special word to me to call someone a neighbor. It's a way of relaying love. And for me to represent my neighbors is something I take very seriously, something that I'm proud to do, and something that I truly desire to do well. So I'm thankful for the confidence that they've shown in knowing what they were going to get and electing me again. I remember one of the first things that happened after I was elected. I went on a big tour of our district, of the property that we owned, of the massive amounts of square footage in our auxiliary services building. And I realized that I have only ever seen the tip of the iceberg, and that this is a fully functioning machine, and every single cog and every single screw has to be in place for it to work. And the way that the professionals that I've been able to rub shoulders with function together is astounding. And it runs with machine perfection almost all of the time. That is a very high compliment. I am so grateful for the confidence that I have in being able to place my most treasured possessions, my children, into the arms of a teacher every single day. I am so grateful for the love that they receive my children with, and for the expertise that they bring in pointing their eyes to things that I might not have exposed them to. I'm thankful for those experiences, and I frequently tell my kids how privileged we are to have education. As I look back on my own childhood, the role of teachers has been profound, and I hope that they will soak in with gratitude those experiences, and whatever I can do to support our employees in being able to bring that magic to the life of a child is a privilege. I'm thankful to take on the responsibilities and serve again.
I don't need to say much. You've heard from me a lot in the past, and if I'm a betting man, you'll probably hear from me more in the future. So, just one thing. I just want to thank Daryl's wife. I sometimes forget her name because so many people call her Daryl's wife. Her name's Lisa Robinson, which kind of gets you a little confused, right, Lisa? But it's a good name to have. And without her, I wouldn't be here. We thought long and hard whether or not another term would be okay with us and with her family. It's not an easy thing to be a board member. And it's not an easy thing when people in the community attack your family. I'm okay if they attack me, but please leave my family alone, especially my wife, Lisa. Love you. Thanks for letting me serve. I love Tracy Miller and Marilyn Richards also. I think the greatest thing of serving on a board is the friends you make. All these administrators of schools and the teachers and these board members behind me, they'll be my best friends for my whole life. They really will. I'm not really an easy board member to get along with sometimes because I listen so hard and voice my opinions so loud. But what a great privilege to be your voice on the Jordan School District. It's a small Y because I'm our voice, really. The job of a board member is to listen to everyone and siphon it in and be our voice. And the hardest part is we don't all agree. It would be such an easy job if I could get everyone to agree, and we don't. I do my very best to try to listen to everyone and then put our opinion out there, and sometimes you make friends and sometimes you don't. I think the greatest compliment paid to me during the election time, and I did knock doors and I did stand in the corner and I did talk to people, was that when people said, I don't always agree with you, but I know where you stand and I know you'll listen. That's what I'm trying to do so hard. John C. Maxwell said, a good school board member listens to the community, understands the needs of students and teachers, and advocates for the best policies and resources to support education. I vow to do that. I vow to do that with every ounce of energy that I have. And it's a great compliment to be your voice on the Georgian School Board. Thank you.
Thank you. What an exciting thing to be able to work together with that caliber of people. So we'll now move into a recommendation to authorize the board president and business administrator to sign contracts, agreements, and checks with Mr. John Larson. You deserve a break after tonight.
So the idea behind this authorization is to specifically name the board president and business administrators authorizers to sign these documents on behalf of the district. We will frequently encounter businesses or other people that want evidence of, by name, the people who are authorized to do that. We've been able to in the past to show board policy and statute, but some businesses are hesitant on that. And so the idea here is just to really formalize what has occurred, to name President Nikki George and myself as able to do that, and then be able to have that in the official minutes to present to those that may question that.
So someone just makes a motion?
Yeah, a motion to have us be those signers.
Can we make a motion now?
Yes, we will take a motion.
I move that to authorize the board president, Nikki George, and business administrator, John Larson, to sign contracts, agreements, and checks on behalf of the board.
I'll second.
Right, we have a motion and a second. Motion by Ms. Dean, second by Mr. Barnett, to authorize Nikki George and John Larson to be able to sign contracts, agreements, and checks on behalf of the board. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Right, motion passes. All right, and I'll now accept a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. And I don't think we actually have to vote on that one. I learned at USBA. So we are adjourned.